Hiya, welcome to my compound life. This is a channel where we build assets, we build habits, and of course we build freedom. That should really be financial freedom, time freedom for you, me, and anyone else that watches my channel. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. It's the morning. Oh, what's today's date? It's the morning of 5th of January. Is it the 5th? Yes, the 5th of January. Are you guys all back at work? Tell me. Right? Because I am. I mean, at least I am back making more video. I've been traveling, been up to London mostly. So yeah, I'm in the West Midlands, Birmingham. Not sure whether you can see my surrounding. Plenty of snow. We had four straight days of snow. Exceptionally great weather this morning. Plenty of sun. I think everything's melting right now. So the road will be very, very slippery. So I have to drive very slow. So welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Come Drive With Me. Is this what we call them? So FYI, if this is your first time watching my video, I do make video content for my compound life almost on a daily basis, and I make daily Bitcoin update just to keep myself up to date of what's going on, help me to decide when to buy, when to sell, etc. And I know that you'll find that very useful too, right? So do hit the like, hit subscribe, turn on notification. It's very slippery. And let me know who you are. You know, if you are new followers, just drop a comment. Drop a comment. Let me know who you are. I love reading comments. You know, because I don't really like talking to myself, so I like a little bit of engagement. If you guys can help me on that too, right? But I'm a very, very small content creator, so any likes, comments, subscribes, etc. will definitely keep me going. So thank you in advance for that. So in today's episode, what I want to talk about a little bit about habits. If you haven't already started, right? So very likely many of you have already started stacking Bitcoin, or many, maybe through some of your recent Christmas Day, New Year's Day conversation, you know, you might be dabbling, wanting to dip your toes into Bitcoin. So that's good for you, right? And more importantly, what you should really do, you know, it's Bitcoin. It's one of the best asset in the world so far. I mean, of course, it doesn't really have the history of gold or silver, but ever since from inception, right? From ever since, from the market valuation perspective, right? Bitcoin has been the ultimate performing assets from inception until today. Although the fact that Bitcoin has already dipped well over 27, 28 or 30% from its recent all-time high of 126,000 back in October the 8th, Bitcoin still remain one of the best performing assets with the highest CAGR out there, right? So for you, for anyone else that are considering to, you know, dabble into Bitcoin, dip your toes into Bitcoin, I would say this will be a life-changing decision that you made today, that you find it beneficial in a few, maybe couple of months' time. But I would always say you need to hold on to dear life, that means, right? Or hold on to your Bitcoin for at least one cycle in order for you to see the benefits, right? Unlike a lot of other assets, okay, maybe for Nvidia, right, you just hold it for a good few years, you see a good return. Tesla, you hold it for about good 10 years, you see a good return. For Bitcoin, you just need to hodl or hold on to one cycle. And one cycle typically be approximately 4 years to 5 years sometime, right? So this cycle, it seems maybe we'll have another run up. That would be on the 5th years. But anyway, it doesn't matter, right? So what you really need to consider is hodl your Bitcoin, stack it, hodl, store it safely, lock it away for a good few years, at least one cycle, at least 4 years, right? So this, by the way, this is my 3rd cycle, and I'm really proud of it, right? This is like one of the best decisions I've made to buy and hodl Bitcoin. And essentially at a point of time, I told myself, I'm not gonna leave the market ever again. And what I'll do, I will just continue to pound cost average or dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Now, I literally took a year's worth of salary to do so. And ever since that, you know, I've been able to retire earlier. I've been able to pay off a lot more of my other assets. I've been able to have more time freedom as opposed to grinding in a corporate environment, right? So all of this comes down to one of the key. Did I make the decision during New Year? I don't think I did, but near New Year I did, right? Because I remember at one point Bitcoin was at around $69,000 back in November. And essentially, I've made that decision to say that I will never ever leave the market. I will go through cycle low and cycle top, experience it so that I'm emotionally shield from all of the bulls and bears, and make it a lot more of a and apply better decision making, and not through sentiments, right? Not through hypes or not through fear or anything as such. So yeah, I think one of the key things, if you're starting off, make sure you have your hodl bag as well as your swing bag. And why do I always emphasize on hodl bag or swing bag? I think many of you guys will probably be like, I just need to buy Bitcoin and stack, right? But it's also emotionally helped me to manage my finance a little bit, because in my previous video I spoke about, yes, Bitcoin essentially helped me and replace a bank for me, right? Rather than you try to put into bank, try to let that compound, which it doesn't really compound, to be honest, with such a low interest rate from bank, right? So from that sense, you want to hodl Bitcoin for the longer term, so that essentially you can look through it 4 years, 8 years, 2 cycles, 8 years down the line, and you can see how much your Bitcoin is worth, right? And but at the same time, every now and then you might need to take some profits, pay off certain things, pay off your lifestyle. You might be in my situation where I'm kind of like retired. So, oh my god, that's that cat. Oh my god. Oh, I feel sorry for that cat. Anyway, yeah, so, man, I feel bad. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so a few years down the line, it's important to see your hodl bag grows, and you want to have a swing back so that you can buy low, sell high, maybe every cycle make that key decision. But at the same time, do not grow a hodl bag, and once you grew it enough and say that, oh, I will move on to grow my swing bag, because what's more important is you want to continuously grow your hodl bag, because that's where you're stacking up your wealth. That's where you are adding and making your money go longer, right? Making your money goes further, right? Not just in your lifetime, but in your next generational lifetime, etc. Right? So that's why Bitcoin in a way can help us to preserve that wealth for a much longer period of time. So I think that's it. All I want to talk about is so important for if you are starting out. If you're starting out, right? Buy your bag, buy your HODL bag, you know, and if you really do decide that one day you want to sell, right? And you think that, you know what, Bitcoin, I've doubled my investment. So slippery. Doubled my investment. I've tripled it, quadrupled it. It's time to sell, right? Maybe at that time, if you only have your HODL bag, make the key decision not to sell all, and tell yourself, whatever I've made in my Bitcoin, right? I will sell half of it. Take profit of it. You earn that, right? It doesn't mean you're weekend. It doesn't mean weakness, right? You actually earn that, and you want to take some profit. You just sell half of it and maintain the other half as part of your HODL bag, right? And you sell half of it, that becomes your swing bag. You know, convert that into a stable coin, USDT, USDC. And then if financially permits, maybe you might want to reaccumulate back into Bitcoin when Bitcoin is in its bear market, right? So I'm very bullish now with Bitcoin, but at the same time, I do have a lot of reservation in terms of the bullish setup that everyone talks about, right? Until we can see Bitcoin price getting back into, you know, confirming on the 50 days moving average, which it is right now. You know, we need to see multiple, you know, bounce in order for that, you know, 90,000 50 days moving average in order to be secure, but plenty of 95,000 resistance, right? A lot of sell pressure between 92 to 95,000. So bear that in mind. Until we can get past that, secure that 95,000, then we can go further up, of course. But for the time being, you know, just make sure you continue to stack. If you're new, if you're overly exposed, make sure you take some profit when we have another dead cat down soon. But if you're like an OG, if you're like I'm not even an OG yet, if you're like a longer term holders and have plenty of conviction on Bitcoin, stack cash. I think we'll just have a good opportunity for re-entry towards end of year, right? That's when the bear market starts. That will be about 500 days until the next halving event. This usually will be like the best time to stack Bitcoin. Okay, so if you like my video, if you like my habit, right? HODL back, swing back, do not ever sell all your Bitcoin, sell half of it, and then keep a HODL bag forever, right? If you like this kind of habit, drop a like, hit subscribe, let me know in the comment section. You know, it's always good to hear about what other people's strategies are too. Okay, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.